Where'd your name come from?
Rich came from my first name, born Richard. The Espy part, I played sports growing up in high school, so just making that switch over, becoming an artist, I always kept that same mentality to work hard, you know what I'm saying? Keep it real, good sportsmanship, not doing anything flaw the table, and just stay focused like an athlete would if he was headed to NBA, NFL, anything.
Now, most rappers don't use their real name as part of their stage name. Why'd you choose to do that?
I see a lot of artists tend to grab to the name Rich because, you know what I'm saying, it brings that luxury lifestyle, but to have that privilege as that being my real name, Richard, Rich, growing up, everybody knowing, I felt like I had the upper hand to keep that and roll with me the whole time through.
Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California, West Los Angeles to be exact.
And how long were you living out there for?
Back and forth, I was born out there, did a little time, my parents split, relocated to Atlanta. That's when I started picking up and growing up on this side of the game. Then high school, went back, did a couple years. Ever since then, that's when I started rapping high school when I was out there. Just been back and forth every year, keeping that fan base going, keeping the whole town love going, features, connecting with artists, just getting that California love, man.
So how often do you go to Cali?
I try to go out there at least twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Every year it varies because the hip-hop game in the A is so potent. You could leave here for a month, 2 weeks, and miss out on something big. So you just got to pick your time wisely when you leave the city.
But you mostly stay in ATL now.
Yeah, ATL, man, forever. Like, it raised me, so it got my heart. That's where you're going to hear the most influence from my music come from.
What's your opinion of rap music right now in Atlanta?
I love it, but it has its cons too. As far as the music, simply for the sound, I love it. It's always giving room for a fresh artist. If you talk to artists from outside Atlanta, they don't have that opportunity in their city. So I love that we had there's always an open lane for a new artist to come in.
Give me a tour of the city of Atlanta for someone that's never been there before. Start with the food. Favorite food spot?
Favorite food, man, you got Ken's Wings on Bankhead. I'm talking about 10-piece for $3.99, 20-piece for like $7.99. So if your pocket's low, that's where you go. You want to eat good, take a check out. You might go to Gladys, you might go to Ray's, some downtown soul food, 285 West, another soul food place on the west side. You know, that's all I really eat, man, is soul food. I don't really like the upper echelon stuff, so that's all I can tell you about.
What's your soul food plate usually look like?
Beautiful black woman, big booties, homegrown. It may look like a cafeteria, but hey, it's all gonna be good cooked food like it was from your grandma, man.
Favorite strip club in the city?
I would have to say I'm gonna go with Magic City, man. It's, as an artist, when you get that opportunity to get your music played in Magic and go in there and mingle with the dancers and the right DJs, it's like somewhat a dream come true. Like, lets you know you on the right path. Cause like I said, a lot of artists don't get the opportunity. They don't know what that feels like. So Magic City definitely sets the standards.
Favorite nightclub in the city?
Gold Room. I'm 23 right now. I never really been in a 25 up club in Atlanta until a couple months ago, and it was Gold Room. It was a whole new experience for me, just growing a sexier crowd, you know what I'm saying, lavish lights, bottles. I loved it, man, so it kind of helped me step my game up and what to look forward to.
Now, we talked about the food, we talked about some of the nightlife. Any other places or things you would recommend someone visit first time in Atlanta?
First time in Atlanta, I mean, if you want to keep it historical, you're going to have to visit the King Center. You got to get in tune with the 96 Olympics, man, because that flavor has lasted through the city since 1996, so you kind of want to pick up on that vibe, even the music that was out back then, Outkast and all them. You just want to know about all that. Little 5 Points, like I said, another scene where cultural music is big. Go there, pick up on some of that flavor.
Hipster area, right?
Yeah, history. Edgewood too, man. it's just all what you're into. If you want to shop, Lenox Mall, definitely those spots.
Now let's take it back a little bit. What type of student were you in school?
In school, man, I was all around type of guy, you know what I'm saying? I got along with everybody. Played sports. Grades were okay. But as I think back on it, I had headphones in my ears every day walking down the hallways. Like, when you shaking my hand, I'm listening to Shout It Low, DJ Scream mixtapes, even Smallz mixtapes, Gucci Man. So it's like, I feel like that helped me. Before I wanted to rap, that helped me a lot. It prepared me, you know what I'm saying? I listened to a lot of Atlanta music, got influence.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
And I did overnight at Walmart, stocking, like freezer food. I did Jiffy Lube, working on cars. I worked at Ross clothing stores, man. I did it all, but it's nothing like running your own business and being an entrepreneur and getting your own money and scheduling your own time. And that was most bestly the move for me.
Any crazy customer stories dealing with those jobs you had?
On some real shit. I mean, I was getting in some problems in the street. Some cats was just running their mouth in the neighborhood. I'm a real low-key type of guy. You hit me on Facebook, I'm not gonna really go back and forth with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was low-key getting my money working overnight at Walmart. Next thing you know, the cat walked into Walmart that was popping all the mess. I'm on the clock, but I'm like, I gotta see what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You was talking tough. Ran up on the scene when it was about, hey, he ain't want no smoke, so I left it alone as that. And from there, I just learned to move as a bigger man with stuff, you know, because everybody not gonna be as hard as they pertain to be.
What's the worst thing you put your parents through?
Probably my mother. The worst thing I put her through was moving to Los Angeles in high school. I didn't tell her. I just bought a one-way ticket, and then when I was out there, I found my way to make the stay longer than expected. I had to break it to her when I was out there, like, I ain't coming back, but it was probably the best decision I ever made in my life.
What's your message to the youth?
Stay focused. Don't let nobody downplay you. Even when times is hard and it seems like you want to give up, keep at it, because you never know who's listening to you out there. You never know who's just looking up and want to do what you want to do.
What do you hate the most about the music industry?
The gatekeepers, man. All the BS. You can have true talent. You can have plugs. You can have a lot of stuff, but it's certain people that want to hold you back, you know what I'm saying, to get they cut off the top, or might not even want to see you shine. So it's like, once you work your way around the gatekeepers and to the real source, cutting out the middleman, you'll be good.
Top 3 things you need in the studio.
I need the reefer, man. Cali artist. I need that.
What kind of strain?
I like Skywalker. Anything top shelf, man. Like, I'm a real California person, so I'm walking in mad shops. I've seen hundreds of type of strains, but Skywalker, King Louis, anything top shelf, man, we could roll with. Number 2, I would say some good headphones, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get them tight headphones, you get a headache, you get shitty headphones, the right set of headphones, and
Is there a particular pair you like?
Man, I like the OG Sony headphones, to be honest, the ones you see on all the radio interviews. That's the first ones I ever used, so I learned how to mix on them. And third, man, just some good influence, a good past week. A lot of times I get stuck in the studio when I'm going consistent. Sometimes I like to take a break, go in the city, have fun, go through trials, come back to the booth, you have more to talk about. So just substance.
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Crazy studio. I used to film Future when he was doing a lot of his runs in the early free bands days. This was when I was working at Ross stores. I was behind the counter, man. I was cashier. I already wanted to quit because I seen the way the career was going and who I was around. But he had texted me one day. He was like, hey, 11th Street at 2 o'clock. It's like 12:45. I'm looking at the register. I was like, hey, this ain't for me. took my badge off, told my managers, walked out, went to 11th Street. I get there. I'm watching him do his thing, you know what I'm saying? The future y'all see today, I kind of been singing back in the day. He laid the Way Too Gone verse for Jeezy on his album, plus 2 more freestyles right off the top. So seeing that from a talented person at his caliber, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. It's the craziest situation I've probably ever been in. And any situation leading after that, just being around a great person like that.
What's the realest song you ever wrote so far in your whole collection?
On my Juice Guy mixtape, I got a song called Moving Mountains. I've had, in the past years, I had a lot of homeboys pass away to street ties, and even some that's been in college, you know what I'm saying, getting hit by straight bullets. So if you listen to that song, a lot of that ties into that, you know what I'm saying, just speaking my mind and mourning on them.
What are your keys to success?
Like I said, one, staying on time, staying true to your word, and that's really the key to success, and staying consistent. That's all I do when I wake up, you know what I'm saying? If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
So what you got going on right now?
I just really connecting with the streets. Got a video coming out. We're gonna do a big release on it featuring Cool Amerika. They got the Make Some Shake record. Rich the Kid over at QC, that's been my homeboy since high school days, so we're doing something big for that video. Daz Dillinger, that's my uncle in Cali, sticking to the roots. I wrote a song on his album. We're putting it out when it come out. Looking real forward to that. Me, myself, just making myself more a household name and face, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep at a steady pace, but hit them every time hard.